Hey, what's up, everybody? Pastor Mike with your golden word nugget. Happy Friday to you. Wednesday, we talked about eliminating the negative chatter. Those are those thoughts that Satan put in our head. And we talked in depth about how to eliminate the negative chatter. Matter of fact, we compared it to like a farmer and his garden. If he doesn't get rid of the weeds, it's going to choke out every possibility of producing good fruit. And it's no different than our minds. Let me tell you, our minds will manufacture whatever goes in it, whether good or bad, negative or positive. It's just a manufacturing center, and it will manufacture. So we found out that in John 13, verse 2, that Satan had already put the thought in Judas's heart of betraying Jesus, right? And so Judas did nothing with the thought. If he had eliminated that thought, then he wouldn't have carried out the action. So we find the same thing with the farmer. The farmer understands that I got to get rid of this weed. It's going to choke out my possibility of producing fruit. And so once we understand and we've weeded out the negative stuff, the chatter in our mind, now we've got to be flexible. In other words, once the farmer got the weed out and he's got a seed in there, he has to be patient and flexible to when God is going to bring the fruit. You've been praying and believing God for something for quite some time, and I get it this morning. It has not come to pass as of yet. It doesn't mean no, it just means not yet. So you've got to be flexible. Maybe in your mind, you have decided how God should bring this healing, this deliverance, this reconciliation, this healing to your wallet, to your bank account, whatever healing it is. Maybe you've made up in your mind how God should do it. And now you're a little resentful because I don't know why God hasn't come through. Well, let me tell you, God is on his own time, and we can't force his hand on some things. So here's what I'm telling you. I want you instead to be flexible with God. There's a great story over in 2 Kings chapter 5, and it talks about this commander of an army, Naaman, who a little slave girl says, man, if you'll go to the prophet in Israel, he'll heal you of your leprosy. So he goes with his entourage, and he's he's packing with officers and all of this stuff in a chariot, and he goes and he pulls up to Elisha's house. Elisha doesn't even bother to go outside and greet him. He sends a servant and says, tell him to go wash in the pool of the Jordan 7 times, dip himself, and he'll be healed. Naaman stormed away. He was angry and upset. And I want you to know, this is what Naaman said in 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 11. He said, I expected him to wave his hand over me, over this leprosy, and call on the name of the Lord his God and heal me. See, Naaman had already pictured in his mind how this healing was going to take place. Sometimes we picture in our mind how we want God to bring the healing, the miracle, the supernatural thing. And then if it doesn't happen the way we imagine in our mind, we're upset. We storm off and we get angry like Naaman. I want to bring you back around. You see, because what Naaman did, he came back around. He was upset, but his servant talked some sense into his head, right? And said if he'd have told you to do something hard, a hard thing, you would have obeyed him. But he simply told you to go wash in the pool. Why don't you do the simple thing? In other words, Naaman, why don't you be flexible so you can see the hand of God move, so you can get answered prayers, so you can get fruit to produce? And so he said that he went back and he did the simple thing. He dipped in the pool 7 times and the healing took place. His life changed. He never dealt with leprosy again. So I'm telling you, you're just one decision away for life change. If you would be flexible. Being flexible is the word for this Friday. One decision away. If you learn to be flexible with the Lord, get out all of those ways and ideas out of your head and out of your mind, how you think the Lord's going to do what he's going to do, and just be excited that he's going to do it the way he wants to do it. Praise God. Now, I want you to think on that today, and we'll do it again real soon. Peace to you.